It was at this time that he first came to me. I had represented his father in an accident case some years before. I was acquainted with the family in a casual way. I remember him now as he walked through my doorway. His eyes were like tunnels. My first thought was that he had committed a crime, but soon I saw it was only a passion that moved into his body, like a stranger. I don't quite understand what I can do for you. Is there a question of law somewhere?
Well, that's what I want to ask you.
There's nothing illegal about a girl falling in love with an immigrant.
Yeah. But what about it if the only reason for it is to get his papers?
Now, first of all, you don't know that.
I can see it in his eyes, Mr. Alfieri. He's laughing at her. He's laughing at me.
Eddie, I'm a lawyer. I can only deal with what's proven. You understand that, don't you? Can you prove that?
Well, I know what's in his mind, Mr. Alfieri.
Eddie, even if you could prove that.
Well, listen, would you listen to me a minute? My father always said you was a smart man. I want you to listen to me.
I'm only a lawyer, Ed.
Well, listen, I'm talking about the law. Let me just bring out what I mean. A man, when he come to this country illegal, don't stand a reason he's going to take every penny and put it in his sock, because they don't know from one day to another, right?
All right.
He's spending. Records he buys now. Jackets, shoes, you understand me? This guy ain't worried. This guy is here. So it must be that he's got it all laid out in his mind already. He's staying, right?
Well, what about it?
All right? I'm talking to you confidentially, right?
Certainly.
I mean, this don't go no place but here. Because I don't like to say this about anybody. Even my own wife, I didn't exactly say this.
What is it?
The guy ain't right, Mr. Alfieri.
What do you mean?
I mean, he ain't right.
I don't get you.
Well, did you ever get a look at him?
Not that I know of, no.
He's a blonde guy. Like platinum, you know what I mean?
No.
I mean, if you close the paper fast, you could blow him over.
That doesn't mean that he's...
Oh, hold on a second, I'm telling you something. He sings, see? Which is all right. I mean, but sometimes I turn around, he hits a note. I mean, high. You know what I mean?
That's a tenor.
No, a tenor, Mr. Alfieri. This ain't no tenor. I mean, if you came in the house and you didn't know who was singing, you wouldn't be looking for a him. You'd be looking for a her.
Yes, but that's not the...
Hold on a second. Mr. Alfieri, please. Let me just bring out my thoughts here. A couple nights ago, my niece brings out a dress, which is too small for her because she shot up like a light this past year. He takes the dress, lays it on the table, he cuts it up, 1, 2, 3, he makes a new dress. And he looks so sweet there. Like an angel, you could just kiss him. He was so sweet.
Eddie, look.
Mr. Alfieri, they're laughing at him on the piers. The paper doll they're calling him now, Canary. I'm ashamed. His brother thinks it's because he's got a sense of humor, which he's got, see? But that's not what they're laughing. Which they're not going to come out with it because they know he's my relative, which they have to see me if they make a crack. You know, but I know what they're laughing at. And when I think of that guy laying his hands on her, I could, I mean, it's eating me out, Mr. Alfieri, because I struggled for that girl, and now he comes into my house.
Look. I have my own children. I understand you, but the law is very specific. The law does not...
You mean to tell me there's no kind of law that a guy, which he ain't right, could go to work and marry a girl?
You have no recourse in the law.
Yeah, but he ain't right, Mr. Alfieri. You mean to tell me?
There is nothing you can do, Eddie. Believe me.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. There's only one legal question.
What?
The manner in which they entered the country. But I don't think you want to do anything about that, do you?
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, they entered illegally.
Gee, no, I wouldn't do nothing about that. I mean,
Now, let me talk now.
Mr. Alfieri, I can't believe what you're telling me. I mean, there must be some kind of law.
Eddie, I want you to listen to me. You know, sometimes God mixes up the people. You know, we all love somebody. Yeah? The wife, the kids, every man's got somebody that he loves. But sometimes there's too much, you know? There's too much and it goes where it mustn't. A man works hard, he brings up a child, sometimes it's a niece, sometimes even a daughter, and he never realizes it, but through the years, there is too much love for the daughter. There's too much love for the niece. You understand what I'm saying to you?
What do you mean? I shouldn't look out for her good?
Yes, but these things have to end, Eddie, that's all. The child has to grow up and go away. And the man has to learn to forget, because after all, Eddie, what other way can it end? Let it go. That's my advice. You did your job, now it's her life. Wish her luck and let it go. Will you do that? Because there's no law, Eddie. Make up your mind to it. The law is not interested in this.
You mean to tell me even if he's a punk, even if he's...
There is nothing you can do.
All right, thanks. Thanks very much.
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, what can I do, huh? I'm a patsy. What could a patsy do? I mean, I worked like a dog, 20 years, just so some punk could have her. So that's what I done, huh? I mean, in the worst of time, when there wasn't a ship coming in the harbor, I didn't stand around waiting for relief. I hustled. When there's empty piers in Brooklyn, I went to Hoboken, Staten Island, the West Side, Jersey, all over, because I made a promise. I took from my mouth to give to her. I took from my wife's mouth. And I walked hungry plenty days in this city. Now I gotta sit in my own house and look at a son of a bitch punk like that, who come from out of nowhere. I give him my house to sleep. I take the blankets from my bed, and he takes and puts his dirty, filthy hands on her like a goddamn thief.
Eddie, she's a woman now.
He's stealing from me.
She wants to get married, Eddie. She can't marry you, can she?
What are you talking about, marry me? I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I gave you my advice, Eddie, that's it.
Well, all right. Thanks. It's just, it's breaking my heart, you know.
No, I understand. But put it out of your mind, huh? Can you do that?
I'll see you.
There are times when you want to spread an alarm, but nothing has happened. I knew then and there. I could have finished the whole story that afternoon. It wasn't as though there was a mystery to unravel. I could see every step coming, step after step, like a dark figure walking down the hall toward a certain door. I knew where he was heading to. I knew where he was going to end. And I sat here many afternoons asking myself why. Being an intelligent man, I was so powerless to stop it. I even went to a certain old lady in the neighborhood, a very wise old woman. I told her. She only nodded and said to pray for me. So I waited.
You know where they went?